everyone, Mark the Movie Man here. Welcome to The Final Cut. Got an interesting one for you today. It's a throwback film to the 50s, but shot today. Yes, it is from Sarah Stevenson, who is an independent filmmaker from Queensland, Australia, and it is called Attack of the Cat People, where we get the story of a boat that's out fishing and they end up catching a meteor that lands into the ocean and creates this island, and soon a group of scientists, along with a little protection from the military, go out to investigate this island and find a lot of strange and unusual things, including some rather vicious inhabitants. But that's not the only threat. There's someone in their group that has their own agenda, and we see how all of this culminates together in some comedic chaos in the form of Attack of the Cat People. There's a lot of films out there that try to do the retro feel, and I think this one nails the feeling of it quite a bit. From the look, which it was shot all in black and white, as you would expect, with some of the sparse setups as well, just like those 50s B monster films. It really captures that spirit and that essence and really gets those movies. You could tell, especially with the wonderful credit opening sequence that they have in here with some wonderful music that really just help set the overall tone of what they were going for, and I think they succeed in a number of levels. Now, there are a few independent film aesthetic things that occur in here that you get with films that are shot on limited budget. Namely, there's a little bit of ADR that was a little distracting in the beginning, but other than that, I really dug this. Now, the actors all do well in this film. Peter O'Hanlon plays the Captain John Baker. He plays the captain, and of course, he's just like one of those guys out of the 50s, representative of the military. We got Jessica Hammond here as Diana Lawrence, one of the scientists in here. Again, like the 50s trend that we saw in a number of sci-fi films, which we've covered on our podcast, The Spoiler Room. You actually have a strong female character in here who's in the role of a scientist, and I loved her performance in here. John Gorman as Dr. Elliot was great. It definitely feels like those 50s scientists. Wayne Bassett as Dr. Fraser, enjoyed his performance as his character, bringing it his own. And shout out to Emma Critchell as Janet Reeds. Such a fun performance, while his supporting role really was entertaining, and she made the most of a few of the scenes she had. The makeup on your cat people, as you imagine, you do get them in here, so don't think you don't, is also reminiscent of something along the lines of Attack of the Shrews or those B-50s films that made the do with what they could use for supplies. But yeah, the story, all of it really captures that spirit. And as I mentioned, outside of a few aesthetic things that happen in independent cinema, I think overall this is a solid work that accomplishes what it's going for sure. Sarah Stevenson really directs this like a 50s film too, so you get a lot of shots and such that feel just like in the style of those movies that used to play Saturday afternoons for some of us. So overall, I recommend Attack of the Cat People. I'll put as much information as I can down below for you. It's comedic in some ways, as far as not only the cheesiness and the nods to the 50s sci-fi, but just in its own right, it's got a few jokes that land for sure, and definitely even a couple scares in there you might find. So thank you so much for watching. Please check out our Patreon if you haven't already. We got a lot of great stuff there for very low tiers. Subscribe, thumbs up, and all that here. I thank you for your support as always, and remember, keep that ticket stub.